Asterisk, the morning sunlight poured gently through the enormous floor-to-ceiling windows of the Beaumont estate, casting soft golden stripes across the polished marble floors. Yet even the warm glow of a new day seemed powerless against the exhaustion carved into Aldrich Beaumont's face. The elderly billionaire moved through his own mansion like a fading shadow, clutching his lower back with every step. His breathing was shallow, his jaw tight, his movements slow and deliberate. For months he had lived in silent agony pain he refused to acknowledge, let alone treat. His pride would not allow it. Asterisk each morning. The staff watched him shuffle from room to room, his once powerful frame now bent with strain. They whispered behind closed doors, wondering what could have happened to the strong, stubborn patriarch who once commanded every space he entered. But no one dared to ask questions. No one except his daughter. Asterisk, Hilaire Beaumont entered the living room just as her father collapsed onto the velvet sofa with a wince. She was 26, brilliant, sharp-tongued, fiercely loyal, and the only person in the world Aldrich trusted without hesitation. Her heels clicked across the stone floor, a sound that usually made her father look up with pride. Today he barely noticed. He pressed a trembling hand against his back, his forehead shining with sweat. Asterisk, father? Ilara rushed to him, her expression tightening. It's getting worse. Asterisk, it's nothing, Aldrich replied through clenched teeth. Just old bones complaining. Asterisk, old bones don't make you pale or break your sleep for 5 nights in a row, she shot back. Please, let me call the doctor. Asterisk, no. His tone was final but faint. Doctors only tell you what you already fear. Asterisk. Ilara knelt beside him, studying his face carefully. For the first time, she saw something she had never seen in him before. Fear. Not of the pain, but of what it meant. He had built an empire from nothing, faced competitors, wars, betrayals, yet the thought of losing control over his own body terrified him more than anything. Asterisk, father, she said softly. You can't keep living like this. Asterisk. He didn't answer. Instead, he reached for a glass of water, his hand trembling so violently he nearly dropped it. Ilara caught it just in time. This is not just age, she whispered. Aldrich closed his eyes, weary and frustrated. I know. That afternoon, Ilara decided something had to change. When her father retreated to his officer room, he barely left any more. She made her way to the mansion's security room. The estate was massive. 37 rooms, 5 kitchens, acres of property. And yet Aldrich insisted on keeping a skeleton staff. He trusted few. Asterisk, Ilara didn't know what she expected to find. Hidden documents. A clue to her father's pain? Maybe some strenuous activity he was secretly doing at night. But as she skimmed through the footage from the past few weeks, something strange began to stand out. Asterisk, every morning, just before dawn, a figure entered her parents' bedroom, her mother. Margaret Beaumont moved with smooth, precise motions, almost too precise. She wasn't comforting Aldrich. She wasn't checking on him. She was doing something else entirely. Asterisk, Ilara leaned closer to the screen, replaying the footage again and again. Asterisk, there Margaret approached Aldrich while he slept, lifted his shirt and pressed something small and metallic against his lower back. Aldrich jerked in his sleep, his face tightening in pain, but he never fully woke. Margaret then carefully tucked the device back into her robe and left the room quietly. Ilara sat frozen. What? What is she doing? Asterisk, her mother was elegant, refined, always poised, the kind of woman who graced magazines and charity galas. But privately, she had become cold, distant, emotionally absent. Their marriage had decayed into a polite, icy partnership held together only by public image. Asterisk, but harming him? Why? Asterisk, Ilara felt her breath catch. Her parents hadn't shared a bedroom in over a year. Margaret barely even spoke to Aldrich unless reporters were present. So why sneak into his room while he slept? Ilara rewound again. The object was a small silver device, no larger than a matchbox. It wasn't a medical tool. It wasn't a thermometer. It certainly wasn't anything harmless. Asterisk it looked. Designed, purposeful, dangerous. Asterisk the footage made her stomach twist. She's hurting him, she whispered. On purpose? Lara confronted her mother that evening. The confrontation began calmly, but slid quickly into something colder. Asterisk, what exactly are you doing to father every morning? Alara demanded, blocking Margaret's path in the hallway. Asterisk, Margaret blinked, surprised but not frightened. Whatever do you mean? Asterisk, I saw the footage. All of it. Every day before sunrise, you go into his room and press some device against his back. And every day his pain gets worse. Asterisk Margaret's expression shifted only slightly, but Alara caught it. Annoyance, not guilt, not fear. Asterisk, you shouldn't be spying on your own mother, Margaret said. Coolly asterisk, and you shouldn't be torturing your husband. Alara snapped asterisk torture. Margaret laughed softly, a sound that felt frozen. How dramatic. Asterisk, then explain what you're doing. Asterisk Margaret's eyes narrowed. Your father has made choices that affect this family's future. I'm simply ensuring certain outcomes. Asterisk, what outcomes? Ilara demanded. You're making him sicker. Asterisk Margaret stepped closer, her perfume cold and sharp. Your father is planning to transfer the majority of the estate into a private trust with your name on it. Do you think that benefits me, Ilara? Do you think I would allow myself to grow old dependent on your generosity? Ilara froze. That trust was to protect us, she whispered. All of us. Asterisk no, Margaret said, her voice soft and poisonous. It was to protect you, only you. And I won't let him sideline me like something disposable. Asterisk. Asterisk Ilara's blood ran cold. So you're hurting him until he changes his mind? Asterisk hurting him? Margaret repeated, shrugging slightly. Perhaps I'm only helping him see reason. Asterisk Ilara didn't wait to hear more. She turned and ran to her father's office. Aldrich was slumped over his desk, his breathing strained. Ilara rushed to him, tears blurring her sight. Asterisk father, listen to me. Mother is doing something to you. She's using some device every morning. She's hurting you. Aldrich didn't look surprised. I know, he whispered. Those two words shattered her. You knew? And you let her? Asterisk, he nodded weakly. She threatened to. Do worse. To you, asterisk. Ilara felt her chest tighten. She's manipulating you because of the trust? Asterisk, she believes she is entitled to everything, Aldrich said. But she doesn't know that I finalized the papers weeks ago. Asterisk Ilara stared. You already transferred it? Asterisk Aldrich nodded. I'm protecting the only person who deserves it. Asterisk tears slid down Ilara's cheeks. But before she could speak again, Aldrich suddenly gripped the edge of the desk, his whole body trembling. Asterisk, father? She gasped. Asterisk. Can't move, he whispered hoarsely. My back. It's burning. Asterisk. Ilara looked around desperately. We have to get you to a hospital. Asterisk. No hospitals, he insisted, his voice breaking. She'll follow. She twists the narrative. Asterisk. Then we'll get help here. Asterisk Ilara grabbed her phone, dialing the estate physician, one of the few people still loyal to her father. Within 20 minutes, Dr. Hahn arrived, examined Aldrich, removed his shirt. A faint metallic mark was burned into his lower back. Dr. Hahn inhaled sharply. This is not natural pain. This is induced. Asterisk. What do you mean induced? Ilara whispered. Asterisk, this mark something has been sending repeated electrical shocks directly into the tissues. Not enough to kill, but enough to weaken him over time. His expression darkened. Someone has been torturing him. Ilara's hands shook with fury. Can you treat it? She asked. Asterisk, I can start, Dr. Hahn said. But he needs rest and protection. Protection. Ilara wiped her tears and stood tall. Something inside her shifted, something fierce and unbreakable. Asterisk, no one is hurting him again, she said. That night, Ilara ordered the security team to lock every door and restrict access even for Margaret. She removed her mother's clearance from the system and stored the footage on a private drive. Asterisk. When Margaret tried to enter Aldrich's office the next morning, the locks denied her. For the first time in years, she looked truly startled. Asterisk. Alara met her in the hallway. Guards behind her. Asterisk. You're done, Alara said coldly. You won't come near him again. Asterisk. Margaret's expression twisted with fury. You think you can cut me out? You are a child. Asterisk. No, Alara said firmly. I'm his heir. And I'm done letting you destroy this family. Margaret stepped forward, but the guards blocked her. This isn't over, she hissed. Asterisk. It is, Alara answered. Legally, physically, permanently. Aldrich's recovery was slow, painful, and filled with fear that the woman he once loved had been quietly dismantling his health for her own gain. But with Alara by his side, tender, fierce, and unyieldingly loyal, he began to heal. Asterisk. What Margaret had done would remain a secret from the world. The Beaumont legacy had suffered enough scandals, but inside the walls of the estate, everyone knew the truth. Alara had saved her father from the one person he never thought he needed saving from. Asterisk. And though Aldrich's body remained fragile, his heart felt lighter than it had in years. Asterisk. Because in his daughter's eyes, he saw something powerful, something he thought he had lost long ago. Hope, a future, and a reason to keep living.